Hello and welcome back to an episode of Grant Takes Pictures. I'm Grant, and this afternoon I'm on my way up to Palomar Mountain. I'm actually headed up the mountain now, going up one of the most fun, windy roads you can imagine. My goal this weekend is to take a picture and a time lapse of the Palomar Mountain Observatory with the Milky Way in the background. Being here up at the top of a mountain, not next to a giant city, it doesn't have the light pollution that Griffith Observatory has, so it's a much more dark sky, and hopefully that means we will be able to get a good picture of the Milky Way. Made it here to the observatory. It's right here behind me. Unfortunately, the parking lot closes at 3:30, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to be here when I need to later tonight after the sun goes down. So I'm going to go and ask them if I can be here and see what they say. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to take the photograph I want of the Palomar Observatory. So maybe someday I will reach out to them and ask if I can take the picture that I want to take, but I don't think tonight's going to be that night. So I've decided to head back to Palomar Mountain State Park, which is about 5 miles away, and I think I'll be able to get some gorgeous pictures there during golden hour, and maybe I can even find a place during the night to be able to still get a time lapse and a nighttime shot with the Milky Way. But we'll see what we can get there, and if not, we'll just camp and have a good time. Made my way to Palomar Mountain State Park. I am waiting about an hour and a half to see if I can get a campground up here. I have a campground a little bit further away, but it'd be nice to see if I can get a nice close one. But in the meantime, I'm going to take this nice little hike around Doan Pond and see what I can get a picture of. So let's find out. I'm making a slow walk around Doan Pond here, and right behind me, right here, there's a little family of ducks. There's a mama and at least 4 babies. So I'm going to try to get a picture of them with my long lens here, and we'll see what we can capture. Just outside of Palomar Mountain State Park, and I pulled off the road because I had cell service here as well. Sometimes you just got to talk to people. And I saw this beautiful little gate with some flowers and this tree above it that I thought would make a lovely picture. So I decided to stop and see what I could get. So here we are. We are at f11, 1/80th of a second, ISO 100. I have a 2-second timer delay. Let's see what we got. So I got my camp set up, and I packed up my bag with my camera equipment and my my dinner, and now I'm going for a little hike, seeing what there is to take some pictures of. So I've been on the trail just a short time, and I saw this giant tree, it's here behind me, that had been growing out of a rock. It looks just lovely. I don't know what I'm gonna be able to take a picture of yet, but I'm sure I'll find something. All right, I got my camera set up and trying to take a picture of the sun and those rocks that you can't see at all because it's totally blown out. But here we are at f/22, so a tiny little aperture, 1/10 of a second exposure at ISO 100. Should generally look like that. Let's see if we can level this out just a bit. Yeah, that's almost good. It's a pretty dark exposure because we're shooting into the sun. All right, so I'm trying something I haven't done before. I am trying to take a shallow depth of field shot of these grasses that are here. Have the trees in the background out of focus, have some of the grass in the foreground out of focus. Just get the sun shining on the side of these. This is something that I saw Fiona Lark do recently. And so, I figure this isn't going to be a world-class image, but try to do something new and different and expand my horizons a little bit. So here we are, approaching golden hour, and I've decided to just sit here on a log and watch what happens in front of me. So I'm sitting here just enjoying the scenery, watching the deer chew on the grass still, and I realized that right where I am is a beautiful photo. So I have my camera here. Let's see what I can get. Let's take the lens cap off first though. Here we are, it's about 9 p.m. The Milky Way should start coming up in about half an hour. So I'm gonna go out and find a place to put my camera and compose an image for my time lapse first, and then I will start worrying about where else I want to take photos tonight. I just forgot to hit record. So I have my time lapse going now. It's taking 20-second exposures every with a 10-second delay. So 2 exposures a minute. And it should go from now, it's about 9:15, all the way until maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. So it'll run for maybe 5 hours until the battery dies, basically. We'll see what we get from there. And I'm gonna go see what other photos I can take with my other camera. So I'm walking back to my camp. I got some good pictures, but being out here a couple miles from camp all by myself, I got a little scared, honestly. There were some animals making noise. They were probably just deer, but seeing 4 little glowing eyeballs looking back at me made me a little nervous. So I'm rushing back to camp. I left the time-lapse camera going. I'll pick it up in the morning. All right, so I'm made it back to my camp. I'm in my tent now, and I don't know, it's about 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna go to sleep. I have an alarm set for 5. Hopefully my camera will still be there in the morning, and we should have a good time lapse. I hope. Good night from Palomar Mountain. All right, so here I am. It's about half an hour before dawn, and I've been out on the trail for a few minutes already. I headed to pick up my time-lapse camera first, but it's a beautiful, calm, and just a little brisk morning. It feels so much nicer than the heat of yesterday, so I'm glad to be out here early and then hopefully be back and off the trail before it really heats up. So it looks like I only got about 3 hours of photos last night, maybe 4, about 600 images. So that should, doing math in my head here, 600 images, call it 25 an hour, 25 a second, should be a 24-second time-lapse video. It's a little bit shorter than I wanted. We'll see what we can get when we get back on the computer and get it all edited together. I'm currently hiking through this meadow on the way to a place called French Valley. It's only about another quarter mile up the trail, but right over here there were a few deer that I stopped and got some pictures of. Here we are in French Valley. The sun is just starting to illuminate the tops of the ridgeline. The birds are chirping, and I am trying to take a picture of this strand of trees right here. It's a beautiful morning out here. Just out here by myself, listening to the birds chirp and enjoying the early dawn light. I don't know what it is about this tree, but I keep coming back to it again and again. I was here last night, here again this morning, and just the red-brown interior flesh of the bark is very pretty colors. So this morning I forgot to pack my breakfast. It is sitting in my car, not in my backpack, where I would like it. I'm starting to get a little hungry, so I'm gonna head back to camp now. It's been a just beautiful morning. we'll see. Maybe I'll still get some pictures on the way. A couple miles back to camp, but the sun is almost over the hills, and it'll start to be a little bit of harsh light in a minute. So it's a good time to start heading back.